So I was doom scrolling, as we all do. I mean, how else would you have found this video? Hi. And I seen a post that said TikTok is the new radio. And I had to think about it for a second because, like, low key, yeah. I mean, think about it. Most new cars come with Bluetooth, and a lot of people who listen to music in their cars listen to the music that's already on their phone. So, like, radio in your actual car is, like, slowly being phased out. Like, you got algorithmic radios and stuff like that on Spotify already. So like most people would just do that if they don't want to hear something they didn't already heard. But it does seem like a lot of the time when people do find new music that they like, it does come from either TikTok or Instagram Reels. One of those two. And to be honest, it's gotten to the point where if you were to ask me, because I make music myself, my name is Kobe. You can follow me, save this so you can come back to it, whatever you want to do. But if you were to ask me, would you rather have 15 radio stations playing your music or would you have 15 influencers posting with your music? I would low-key take the influencers. And then at that point, I would just let those 15 influencers influence. And the thing is with radio stations is they're probably going to play your music more than that one time if they take your submission. So like if you have 15 influencers using your music more than one time, I feel like that's going to have far more reach. And even if those influencers were just posting one time, I still feel like it would have more reach. Because like when I say influencer, I'm thinking of someone who has like 100,000 followers all the way up to the millions. You see what I'm saying? With radio, you're limited to a specific vicinity within those towers of that specific station. Whereas with a social media influencer, they're going to post it to the internet, which is a global network. And with a social media influencer, the view potential doesn't stop at their follower count. It can exceed that. It can keep going even farther. Than it can double their follower account. It can triple it. It can do whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like I have 2,200 followers on TikTok. And I think my most viewed video has like 233K, something like that. I have about the same on Instagram. And I have videos that have reached the millions. I have like 3 videos that all have like 1, 2, or 3 million views, somewhere in that range. And the thing is, if you were to compare having 15 different radio stations play your music versus having 15 different social media influencers post with your music, you only have one con that exists between the two of them. And that's the simple fact that not everybody who hears the song or sees the video with the song in it is going to want to go add it to their library and stream it. But as someone who makes music, you probably already know that not everybody's going to like your music anyway, so you're probably over that part. And that one radio station that may have 30,000 listeners, you'll get 30,000 listeners at the most. You might not get those 30,000 listeners. Not all those 30,000 people is going to be listening to that radio station at that exact time. And I know I said minimum 100,000 earlier, but even if it was a social media influencer with 30,000, they could post a video with your music in it and it get 2 million views. Not saying you're going to go get 2 million streams because of that, but hey, I had a video that had 233,000 views, and that translated to almost 50K streams across all platforms. So it's like anything is possible. And that's exactly why, for small artists like myself, posting yourself on social media is a no-brainer. Because why not? Like, why not get yourself some free airplay? Like, at this point, everybody's profile on TikTok is a radio station. Everybody's profile on Instagram is a radio station. So like when you on explore page, for you page, you just moving the tune knob on in the whip. That's all we doing. You just tuning in to different stations. So why not post on your station? So let me put it to you this way. Would you rather have 15 radio stations or 15 social media stations? You see what I'm saying? Like at that point, that's really what you're working with. Not to mention the fact that influencers are called influencers for a reason. They influence, like I said earlier. And whether that influencer is doing like a little play on with the lyrics, like making it a meme type thing, or doing like a little dance, or just making it one of those little things where they put just a genuine rant on there and just be looking at the camera and that's all that they're doing. No matter what that influencer is doing, if it's something that pulls in a lot of attention, other people are going to do that same exact thing and probably be using that same exact sound that the other influencer was using. And that's another benefit to it. Everybody's getting something out of it. Like, as the artist, you getting more eyes and ears on your music. As the creator, as the influencer, you're getting more views and gaining more followers like you've been doing. And, y'all, it's a trade-off. It's an even trade. And that's how you kind of get like that non-verbal word of mouth where like everybody's passing that song around subconsciously, not even thinking about it, because of the posts that they're sending to each other and things like that, or the posts that they're creating with it. And like that's kind of how you get that, like whenever you're scrolling and you see a post and you just like it before you even finish watching the content because you heard the sound and you just subconsciously just already clicked it because it's going to be something that you probably find funny and that you're probably going to send to a friend. That's exactly what I'm talking about. It's that subconscious, like I said, it's kind of like a non-verbal word of mouth where people just kind of start passing around these forms of content that contain this music in it. And, once again, it's influencing people. And there's mutual benefits for the artist and the influencer because the artist will have new eyes and ears on their music and it's a bigger audience, while that influencer has new content to post, a new means of getting more likes, more follows. So kind of works hand in hand. And while the consumer of the content isn't necessarily going to be paying attention to the metrics and, all that stuff, they're going to be, just on to the next post that they're probably also going to send to a friend. The artist who created the song that's getting all this content buzz is somewhere running up streams. Any music or song that has a lot of like social media content around it is bound to blow up and get a shit ton of streams. It's just the thing that happens in today's day and age. And unfortunately, it don't even have to be good. A prime example of that is them videos where it have a caption and it just be like a scene from like a cartoon, or like it be like an actual video that someone created, and the sound is just like the worst, most terrible, nobody will rap on this beat you have ever heard cooked up on a laptop. But the content is hilarious, so you still like, comment, save, repost, send it to a friend. You still doing all of that, regardless of how terrible it sounds. If anything, it seems like the bad music goes viral first because it's so bad to the point that it's funny. But then they still end up getting their streams ran up because someone got ears on it and they find it so funny that they have to go play it again. Then it gets to the point where they actually kind of like it and then they're playing it unironically. And if your song is good, then you just got everybody listening to your music. Simple as that. Anyways, I go through that rabbit hole of a yap just to say that social media really is like today's radio, except it's actually better because you have your own station. Once again, because you don't have to pay for submissions. You don't have to wait to hear back from somebody to be like, I don't know if I want to put this out to other people. You can just do it yourself. You can just hit record. You can just make a little meme in CapCut and put yourself out there easily. It is free. Cero dinero. It costs no money. That's why for anybody that's trying to put themselves out there, it's a no-brainer. This is free broadcasting.